What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's T.Bailey here, and I wanted to make this video to help you take your first steps in starting your online business. I want you to keep in mind, what I'm about to teach you applies to any business in any industry. Doesn't matter what your product, what your service is. The beautiful thing about learning to do online marketing is once you learn the proper strategies, you can apply it to anything. You can set up one nest egg, you can start up one business. And once your business is rolling, once the momentum's going, you have a team, you have massive team duplication, you have the freedom and ability to start a second business, which is awesome. So it's important that don't do two things at once if one thing's not ready to go and the momentum's not riding itself out. Because if you spread yourself too thin, you're not going to be able to focus on one and completely establish yourself in that business. So it's very important that you establish something and make that a big team with massive team duplication before you move on to another opportunity and building other teams. So it's very important to understand the 5 pain points of any business. The 5 major pain points that if you can connect to and show people you know how to solve them, people are going to flock to you. They're going to be attracted to you, and you're going to become the attractor factor for your business. Do you want to know what the 5 major pain points are? Do you have a pen and paper ready? You need to write these down. So go grab your pen and paper, pause this video if you don't have it ready yet. And once you have that pen and paper ready, go ahead, write these down. The first major pain point in any home-based business or any business in particular, of you starting up your own business, is people hate harassing their friends and family. Every time people join a network marketing company, the typical leader tells their team to go build a list of their 200 closest friends and family. Go get a list. Write down your dentist, your aunt, your uncle, your doctor. Go write down the postman that delivers your mail. Just get a list of 200 people. And once you have that list built, they're going to tell you to call every single one of them like 2-3 times a week. And people hate that because of reason number 2. Pain point number 2 is rejection. People hate rejection, and they face rejection all the time in their home-based businesses. And it's terrible because it cripples a lot of people. Rejection cripples a lot of people in the home-based business industry, and in any industry really, because people they can't take that rejection, and it hurts inside, and they start questioning why they're doing the business, and they lose sight of the vision of when they originally started. So with the rejection, it leads to the third problem, which is not knowing how to generate new leads. Because once you've burnt through the list of your friends and family, they've all rejected you, they've all told you you're crazy, they all said go get a real job, they don't know how to generate new leads. So pain point number 3 is that people don't know how to generate new leads, and they don't know how to do it for free on top of that, because a lot of people will teach you for free how to generate ads, or they'll sell you a strategy on how to pay for ads, but then those don't work, or you run out of money. So it's a big problem, but people are paying for leads too, and that still isn't working. So people don't know how to generate new leads, and the leads are a life source to any business. If you have a business and you don't know how to generate new leads, new people looking at your products or services, your business is completely dead because you don't have any potentials to make sales. You know, it's really cool, and I really do think it's important to have goals bigger than money. But at the end of the day, you need to make money to stay in business, right? So if you don't have new leads, you don't have a possibility to make a profit, which is why you're in business, you know? So pain point number 4 is people don't know how to close and upsell their products and services. They don't know how to ask for the sale, because people can go to talk to anyone and tell them everything there is to know about the product or service. But then when it comes time to go out and say, okay, are you ready to join? People will freeze up. They'll get awkward. Like I remember my first home event that I went to for a home-based business. And I went to this dude's house, and my buddy invited me. He begged me to come like way too many times. I was finally like, dude, all right, I'll go check it out. And so we walk in, and there's just this room of like half a dozen people. There's like 6 of us in there, right around there. And we sit down on this couch, and we get comfy. And I kind of enjoyed the beginning of it, because the dude talking to us as we're all sitting on the couch seemed really excited. He seemed really juiced up. He seemed ready to go, like he's really on to something. and he's talking about the product and about the company and about his team. But then all of a sudden, it got to the point where he was starting to ask for the sale, and his momentum, his excitement, it really turned into like him being nervous. He's like, ooh, I got asked for this. And it got really nervous for him, and that's when it got really awkward. So people don't know how to close and upsell their products. And that's the most important part, because you can get people excited, but if you don't know how to ask them to join your business, they never will. It's just simple as that. So that's pain point number 4. People don't know how to close and upsell their products and services. So pain point number 5 is, even if you did manage to get people on your team, people don't know how to create massive team duplication. If you don't know how to create team duplication, you're going to be one doing all of the work. You could be an expert salesman, but unless you want to build a team of people all by yourself, you need to be duplicatable. So you need to have a process so simple you can explain it to a 5-year-old. Because if you can explain it to a 5-year-old, you better believe that's duplicatable. Because it's important to build a team in any home-based business or any business in general, because you don't want to be doing all the work by yourself. You want to build a team, and you want to get everyone working together as a team, as a group effort. So if you don't know how to create massive team duplication, it's because you're teaching people this vicious cycle of the 5 pain points. Build a list, get rejected, don't know how to get new leads, don't know how to even ask for the sale. And if you can't teach people how to beat these pain points, you're going to be in a world of hurt, because you may get some people on your team, but you don't know how to teach them to do anything but go through that vicious cycle, and people get bored of that. So what do? How do you beat these pain points? How do you solve pain points? What do you do to get people to want to come to you because you know what you're doing? Well, that's what I want to show you. So what you want to do is, first of all, provide solutions to the marketplace. Don't go out there trying to pitch and sell, pitch and sell, pitch and sell. You're not a salesman if you're trying to do a home-based business, online business. You're in the relationship-based business. You're in the relationship-based business. I'm going to say it one more time. You are not a salesman when you're doing a home-based business, online business. You're not out here to close sales. I mean, that's obvious. You need to make sales, but you're not out here just trying to pitch and close people. Your goal in the home-based business industry is to create as many relationships as possible, because this is the relationship-based business model. This is the friends for life business. If you keep calling to harass your friends and family, you're going to end up in the no friends left zone. And that's the NFL club. I call that the NFL club, the no friends left club. And when I was brand new, believe me, I went through it myself. You will be harassing your friends and family. They're going to stop answering your phones. You're going to be calling them, hey, let's go to a movie, but they're not answering because they're thinking you want to sell them something again. So it's a big problem. Do not harass your friends and family. I want to show you exactly how in this video to take the first steps to start generating unlimited leads with 0 paid ads using Facebook and social media. It's very simple. It's so simple, it's crazy, but it's like so simple you don't even think about it. And it blew my mind when I learned how to do it too. So I'm going to say it one more time. You're not a salesman in your online business, your home-based business, whatever business you're doing. You are in the relationship-based business model. You can't be out there pitching and closing. You need to go out there and build relationships. So how do you build relationships with complete strangers? Did you know if you can find 3 things in common in the first 5 minutes of a conversation, you just found yourself a new best friend? So how do you do that, right? Most people just don't know how, and it's not their fault. It's just that their leaders and whatever other business don't know how to do it themselves, so they don't know how to teach it. So to build rapport, the very first thing you need to do is change their state. If you can change someone's state, you're going to be able to make them laugh or get them out of that funk that they're in right now. And if you can make someone smile, I guarantee you you're making a friend. And in a relationship-based business model, it might be a little important to have some friends, am I right? So once you change their state, you get an LOL or a big funny emoji out of them. You're now able to ask them more personal questions, not about a business. You don't just go straight into business. I mean, how do you feel if I wrote you a messenger one day, I never heard from you, and I said, hey, you, how do you feel about joining my business? Do you keep your income options open? And you're like, dude, I get like 2 of these messages a day. No, I don't want to talk to you. So you're really out here trying to make a friend. When you're using social media to generate prospects for your business, you really want to go out looking for friends. If you really go out with that intention in mind, I'm going to make a new friend with this person I'm talking to, that's more important, because that's going to get you closer to your goal. Because people are going to start liking, trusting, and respecting you. And until they have all three of those, until they like, trust, and respect you, they are never going to join a business with you. So what you want to do is build rapport. After you've changed their state, you've made them laugh, you got a big funny emoji out of them or something, build rapport. So how do you build rapport? It's a good question, right? Did anyone ever teach you that in the past? I'm about to right now. There's 4 very things you can do. It's an acronym. It's called FORM, F-O-R-M. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, motivation. If you can touch on all 4 of those, you're going to be able to make a new friend and establish a relationship, because you really get to know someone when you talk about things in that order. I'm going to ask someone about their family. After I change their state, I make someone laugh. I'm going to ask them how their family is, where they live, if they live there with their family, or if they grew up there with their family. Then after we chat about that for just a brief moment, just very briefly, I'm going to ask them about their occupation. I'm going to say, hey, what do you do full time? Or what's happening in your reality? How's work? You know, something like that along the lines of asking what their job is. And then once we chat very briefly again about their job, I'm going to ask them what they like to do for fun. I say, hey, what's there to do for fun in Florida? What do you like to do in Texas? You know, what do you do on the weekends? You know, what's there to do out there? Then we're going to very briefly, just a couple statements or 2 on Facebook Messenger, for example, back and forth about it. And then I'm going to ask them a very simple, very crucial question that changes the conversation and puts you in charge of the direction this conversation is going. And you're not going to mention your business, but we've talked about family, occupation, recreation. Now we've got motivation left to talk about. So a lot of people freeze up at this part because they feel awkward. They feel like it's an artificial statement, but that's the whole problem, that people have that feeling, that emotion about asking these questions. You have to ask it like it's a completely casual question. Like it's just asking your new friend what their favorite color is. You have to think about it as it's that simple of a question to ask, right? So I like to ask, just right after we finish talking about what they like to do for fun, I like to say, hey, so what's your vision? You know, how much money do you like make? How much money do you want to make? You know, and obviously they just go, whoa, where did that question come from? But if you've done a good job talking about changing their state, you made them laugh, you've talked about friends, you've talked about the occupation, you've talked about recreation, you can ask them, so what's your vision, man? What do you want to do with your life? You know, boom. That's asking what motivates them, where they want to go, what they want to do, what they want to accomplish. And whatever they say back to you, that right there is their real motivation that you've helped them either discover or open up to you with. So if someone opens up to you and shares their vision, their passion, what they want to do with you, they trust you, because you don't just walk up to a stranger and say, this is what I want to do with my life. I mean, some people might, you might, I don't. I don't know. I'm not judging here. I'm just kidding. But, you know, once someone shares that with you, they really trust you. They've really opened up. They've really dropped their walls. And now their visions, their goals, it's the topic of discussion. So now you can jump into how that's going to make them feel. Now you can jump into why do they want to accomplish that so bad. Now you can ask them, how serious are they about accomplishing these goals, right? Now that you're at that point in the conversation, they're in their mindset thinking, oh my God, this is getting really deep. This guy right here, this girl right here that I'm talking to, like really took an interest in my goals and my visions, you know? At this point, you haven't mentioned any company. You're not pitching them any business model. You're getting to know them on a deep personal level, right? And that's important, because everyone on your team, you should have that with. If you don't know every single person's vision on your team, you're letting them down as a leader. So once you find out how serious they are, I like to ask people, so on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, how serious are you about taking advantage of any opportunity you could? You know, I'm just ballparking. I'm not really in the conversation with anyone. I would say, you know, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, if you found an opportunity that can help you get there, would you take advantage of it? You know, or on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to take advantage of that? You know, a question like that. And if they say 10, they're qualified. If they don't say 10, you know, say, hey, you know, I just carry on the conversation and, you know, let them be. And they'll now that I've connected with them on that level, we just have that relationship established. And I allow my post to act as a follow-up. But if they say 10, they're qualified in my mind to take it to the next level, because I'm not going to work with someone that's not serious. You know, I'm not going to make $1,000 or, you know, have someone new on my team that isn't serious about their goals, because not only will they feel like I got over on them for whatever reason because they didn't take it seriously, they're going to have that negative feeling, and I just don't want to deal with that negativity, right? I would rather not have that $1,000 from them and let them keep their negativity away from me. So you're the CEO of your business. You have every right to turn anyone away. And I do recommend you turn people away that might be complainers, full of excuses. Even if they're ready to join, you can try to work with them, but it's going to be a headache, and I personally don't. But when you're starting out, you may not have the luxury to pick and choose who you work with. So if someone's ready to join, you can let them. But me personally, I'm at the point where I turn people away if they're not a 10. If they're not a level 10 of seriousness or higher, I'm just going to not actively try to bring them on board. But that's just me. So once you can get to that point, you've dropped their walls, you're connected with them, you've built that relationship with the person. And that means something more than you might think, because this is the Friends for Life business model. Everyone I'm going to bring onto my team, as long as they're willing and trying to work towards their goals, I'm going to be right there with them every moment that I have available for them, right? So that's the mentality you got to have. You're not out here to pitch and close people. So once you've built that relationship, if you've established they're serious, you've got to ask a closing question. You're not going to ask them about the business. You're not going to ask them about whatever it is that you think you need to do. Don't pitch and close someone. Like at this point, I've still not even mentioned the business, but I found out that they have goals and they're serious about them if I'm still here with them. So at that point, I'm going to ask, hey, so if I could show you an opportunity that could help you accomplish that, how serious would you be about taking advantage of this opportunity I have? It's like, oh my God, yes, I want to. Like say, hey, check this out. I think you might really like this. And then I'm going to send them a video. I like to call it a strategy overview because that's what we do in my Black Ops team, for example. We are sharing a strategy overview. It's about an hour long. I'm going to share the strategy overview with them. In that video that I share, that video will do the sales. It'll talk about the business. It'll talk about the money. It'll talk about everything someone needs to do to actually get in. It takes that pressure of selling off of you and gives you the freedom to just focus on building relationships that will last, because that's what you need to do in the home-based business or online business or multi-level marketing business, whatever business you're in. It's built on relationships. Letting the sales videos do the sales, do the money talking, do the strategy overviews, do all that different stuff, it takes the pressure off of you to do that. Those videos, those tools are built to do it and explain it perfectly, better than any of us ever could in a Facebook Messenger chat, right? So let that do the sales stuff for you. You shouldn't have to do that. You focus on building the relationships, okay? So once they've seen that video, I usually I tell people to get back to me after they're done. Most people don't just get back to you. So the next day I'll write them, hey, what'd you like best about that strategy overview? And some people say, oh, I didn't watch it. Or some people say, I didn't like it. But some people say, oh my God, I loved it. How do I join? Or I'm about to join, or I'm going to join in 2 weeks, or whatever they say. So if someone says they don't like it, whatever, say, hey, well, good luck with your goals. I really hope you get there. Let's stay in touch. And then on to the next chat, right? And then at that point, you let your posts on Facebook or social media, whatever you're using, as a follow-up, because they're going to continue to see that. Whether they joined your business or not at that moment, little fruit flies right in front of me, sorry. Even if they didn't join your business, at that moment, you still built that relationship. They're still going to have that in the back of their head every time they see one of your posts on a social media account. They're going to be like, oh, wow, yeah, no, that was a really cool chat we had. I feel like we're friends now. And then they're going to keep seeing, you're sprinkling the ads on your timeline, and they're going to keep thinking about it. Most people don't join on the first impression, and that's okay. You just got to stay persistent and consistent, because you can get it if you're consistent, but said that backwards. You can get it if you're persistent, but you can only keep it if you're consistent. I'm going to say that again. You can only get it, or you can get it if you're persistent. You can only keep it if you're consistent, right? So think about that. So once you have an audience, you need to start connecting with them. So to build your audience, I want to show you a cool little secret. I'm going to share my screen with you here. Let's see, share screen. Where's that button at? Share screen, found it right here. And share screen. So right here on my Facebook. So obviously you want to connect with people that are in the entrepreneurship mindset already, because most people are not out there like that. You can't just add random people and expect them to understand what being like an entrepreneur is. So what you can do is go to entrepreneur groups. Look at my buddy here doing pull-ups and stuff. You can go to, let's say, Gary V. Gary V is a very cool dude. I recommend you look him up, like his page, follow his stuff, listen to his videos. They're really cool. But you can go here. Anyone following Gary V is obviously an entrepreneur. So I can click right here, and I can see whoever shared it. I like to see people that share stuff, because people that share entrepreneur content are usually the most entrepreneurish. So now I'm going to go here, and I'm looking for people that have public profiles. I'm already friends with him. Let's go to Christina. It's not public. Not public. Right here. So Jake Sargent, he lives in South Dakota. I'm going to add him, because I'm going to build my audience with people that are understanding the entrepreneur realm. So Ty Michael, let's see. I'm going to add him as a friend. Albert Baez, I'm going to add him as a friend. Mike Langford, I'm going to add him as a friend. Christy Kant, I'm going to add her as a friend. Everyone that shares entrepreneur content like Gary V, they're really about that entrepreneur life, because they're really trying to share more entrepreneur guidance like Gary V gives out. So boom, you can just add a whole audience like this. And you don't have to just use Gary V. You can say, let's go to Eric Worre. Here's another example for y'all. Go to Eric Worre, Network Marketing Pro. And then you can scroll down here. And let's go. Here's what people say when you ask, how much money are you making? So that's obviously, look at 140 shares. It's 140 people that are obviously about the entrepreneur life. So I'm going to add Michelle. I look for English speaking names, because that's obviously the language I speak. So I'm going to add Trevor. I'm going to add John Patrick. It's that last name doesn't sound too English speaking. So Elvis, that doesn't look too English. Yan. Nino. Boom. Add Nino. Add Coral. That sounds pretty American, eh? Aguila. Yeah, man, you know. So just add a bunch of people. So once you're adding these people, you're building your audience. So when you send out these friend requests, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to check out your profile, right? So you want to make sure that your profile is public. If your profile is not public, your profile is going to look like very limited. They might see your profile picture, your cover photo, and like 2 or 3 public posts, like you're changing your profile picture or something. So make sure that you go to edit profile and go to privacy settings somewhere in here. That's not the privacy settings I'm looking for. The screen's too big. Let me make that smaller. Well, you get what I'm saying. Go find your privacy settings. Make sure it might be up here. Go to settings here. Yeah, go there. Go to privacy. And who can see my stuff? Make it public. Because if you make it public, more people are going to see your profile. So when they click this, if your profile is public, they're going to see all your posts, which is what you want, because the more people can see of you, the more they're going to like, trust, and respect you, because you're sharing with stuff publicly. So once you made your profile public, you've sent out all the friend requests, you've added the people. As people accept your friend requests, you can see them here. And for example, I can go to Sharif here. I go to Sharif, for example, I always just send out this one message. I'm not going to go through the whole chat with you, because I kind of just explained the chat and how it works. But I'll send out this message just to introduce myself. So I'll go, hey, what's up, Sharif? And if you hold down Shift and Enter, you can go down to the messenger like that box, instead of just sending it right away. I like to space things out. How are you? I'll say, how are you? How's your day? And I'll kind of sign it off right here as a note. Just like they'll get back to me when they get back to me, because most people or not everyone will be online when you write them this. So I'll just very simple. I'll say, hey, what's up? Their name, space down, how are you? How's your day? Space down, my name, dash my name, to kind of just note it off. So I introduce myself. I send that message to every single person that accepts one of my friend requests. And what you can do to kind of speed up that message, to make it really quick, is you can copy this and then say I open the next chat, right? I can go to Tia here, for example. And then I was supposed to email her something. So I can paste that. And then I can just say, hey, what's up, Tia? And then boom, the rest of that's already there. So it sped up everything. You can say what's up to like 25 people in like 10 minutes. Super simple. And the goal is just to send out, introduce yourself minimum. And I'm just saying, don't just do it 25 times. Do it a minimum of 25 times. Do it way more if you got the time to. I mean, absolutely do it more if you have the time to. Introduce yourself minimum 25 times a day to the new people you're adding. If you spend just an hour a day, you could easily add more than 1,000 people a month to your audience. And I'm talking just an hour a day. I mean, I've spent less than 10 minutes adding people and then just writing these messages. It's super fast that you can go through and work yourself to do that. You just got to be consistent with it, because if you're not consistent, you're not going to gain momentum. You're not going to build that compression. You need to add so many people. You need to introduce yourself so many times, and just add that compression. And as thing compresses so tight, you've got so many momentum, you've talked to so many people, all of a sudden, boom, you're going to find people left and right answering back. You're going to find people left and right just writing you back throughout the day, and your inbox is going to be exploding with incoming leads, because now everyone is talking to you. So once you've gotten to that point, you really need to start paying attention to what you're posting on your social media accounts. So once you're posting is very important, because your posts on your social media account are going to be acting as follow-ups to other people. So I've been getting really passionate about Bitcoin, because in the last couple months I bought my first Bitcoins. I'm super excited about them because I've made a lot of money just owning Bitcoin now. It's very cool. So I've been sharing some Bitcoin news, but you need to share industry-related news. You need to share personal development content. You need to share very light strategies. But one of the very most powerful tools that you can use for free on Facebook to reach out to your audience is Facebook Live. It's going to be very awkward for a lot of different people. It was awkward for me, to be completely honest. When I first started my online business, I never could have made a video like this. No way. I was so awkward when I did my first Facebook Lives. It was like terrifying to me. Like, I felt like you could watch, when I rewatched the video, I felt like you could see my heart beating out of my chest. I sat there and I did my first Facebook Live. My heart was just, I was watching it, and I just felt like you could see how nervous I was. And you probably could, but the really cool thing about that is that people see how nervous you were, but they also respect that you put yourself out there like that, being that nervous. When you're doing Facebook Lives, you've got to be comfortable with that uncomfortable feeling, because when you're first starting out, it will be uncomfortable, and that's okay, because you're putting yourself out there. Nothing's going to happen if you don't get out of your comfort zone. You need to get out of your comfort zone, and you need to put yourself out there as much as you can. And Facebook Live, I'm sure you know by now, you've probably at least seen your friends going live on Facebook, and it shows you the notification. Going live on Facebook will send out the notifications of the people you've recently interacted with. So if you, in the last week, have personally sent out at least minimum 25 introductions a day for the last 7 days, that's like I'm bad at math. 100 would be 4. So that's putting your Facebook Live, a notification that you're live on Facebook, to at least 175 people when you go live for a couple minutes, because you recently interacted with a minimum of 25 people in the last week. So going live on Facebook is huge to put yourself out there, and just make yourself a small little subject to talk about. And you can even take stuff from my group and just talk about something like that. But the most important thing is, do not fake it till you make it. because faking it till you make it is like the quickest way for people to not take you seriously, because when you're faking it till you make it, people can see right through that. And I guarantee you these people can see right through that. And especially your friends and family can see right through that. So what's a good strategy to do is leverage team results. You can talk about the results I've had. You can talk about results other people on our teams have had. And another thing, one of my favorites is learn something, implement something, share the results. So for example, you've learned from this video a few different things already. You can try to implement it, and then once you've tried to implement it for about a week, share your results. Go live on Facebook. Talk about what you just learned from my video here that you're watching, and talk about the results you got, whether they're good, bad, or motivational for you to keep trying, and just share what your vision is, share what your goals are. But most importantly, at the end of your Facebook Live videos, share a call to action. That call to action is the most important part, because you need to have value and strategy and something that people want to know in the very beginning of the video. And then at the end, have a call to action. So say, if you want to learn more about this stuff or what I'm currently doing, message me or comment below in the live stream more info, or get creative, and then the more consistently you do that, the more people will start commenting with more info or messaging you, hey, what is it that you're doing? So the more consistent you are, the more people are going to start noticing that you're serious and that you're not going anywhere, and that you're taking this seriously and you're pushing and building and you're really working on it. So just consistency is the key, the major key. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be with it, I promise. Because trust and believe me, when I was brand new, there's no way I could have done this video. I would have been so uncomfortable. I would have forgot what I was talking about. I would have just sat there and stared at the screen. I'd have been like, I forgot what I was about to say. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. You just need to keep going, because the magic doesn't happen in the comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So once you've got all that going, you've built your audience, you've got tons of people watching your stuff, liking your stuff, it's important to look at who's engaging with your posts. So for example, here's an ad I posted, right? For one of the Bitcoin programs I got going. This is iCoin Pro. It's an educational platform that teaches people about Bitcoin. My buddy's calling me. I'm gonna ignore that. I'm gonna wrap this up here though. It's about 2 a.m. in California. So when you make an ad right here, you just sprinkle little ads throughout your motivational or strategy posts on your timeline. On your ads that you do share, anyone that comments on it, that's a good lead. Anyone that likes it, that's a good lead. I've got 6 leads right here that I need to message and say, hey, what's up? How are you? How's your day? And go through the process that I explained in the beginning of the video and establish a relationship and share a video that does the sales stuff for me. So it's very important to then, the final key, the final ingredient is what you share on your Facebook, because now that you've built your audience, you've introduced yourself to the audience, now what you share with your audience is what's left. So you're posting to act as a follow-up. So you need to share motivational content. If you adopt, like this post right here, if you adopt an abundant mindset, a whole new world of possibilities will open up. I got 58 leads, 3 shares, and however many comments this is. So it's super important to keep track of this, because right here, this is 58 leads. I need to, every one of these people just engaged with me, and I need to write them a message. I need to say, hey, what's up, Andy? How are you? How's your day? Travis. Hey, what's up, Scott? How are you? How's your day? Travis. Hey, what's up, Lindsay? How are you? How's your day? Travis. Because all those people engaging with you, they're obviously online when they liked it, right? So boom, you write them a message, you establish a relationship, and you share with them an opportunity that solves a pain of the marketplace. We're out here trying to solve problems in the marketplace. I'm not a salesman anymore. I don't do that. I solve pain in the marketplace, and I'm rewarded by my efforts of trying to help people with results. So it works. So this video is just kind of help you take your first steps in creating your online business, and I hope it's helped. I'm going to be sharing more content with you very soon. I've got a lot of content already out there. Just ask me for it. Share with me what you're working on. Tell me what your next step is. Tell me what you're struggling with right now. Message me on Facebook. If you're watching this video, you're likely already in the group chat. Just get a hold of me. Tell me what I can do for you. I'd love to help you go to the next level. If you don't already have it, message me for my ebook about Facebook marketing strategies. Who is the king of social media? I'm about to rename it. It's currently named the king of social media. People thought I was talking about me. I'm talking about Facebook is the king of social media, right? So I'm going to rename it to who is the king of social media. It's Facebook. If you want to learn about Facebook marketing strategy, it's 13 pages loaded with just strategy, pure strategy in there. Message me. I'll send you a free copy of it. You'll love it if you are into online marketing on Facebook. Join my Millionaire Mindset group. I'm currently thinking about changing the name of it. So it might not be the same name by the time you watch this video. I don't know. But bottom line, just get a hold of me. Let me know what you're working on. If you're having challenges, let me know what your challenges are. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know where you're at in your business. So just stay in touch. Blow up my inbox. I got a lot of people that write me every day. So I try to focus on my team first. So if I don't respond right away, it's because I'm busy. I run 3 other businesses offline. But I love helping my team build. I love helping people get to the next level. And you can do it if you believe you can. It all comes down to your belief level. If you don't believe that you can go next level, you won't. If you believe you're going to go next level, you better believe it's 10 times more likely to happen. If you wake up with the intention to make 10 grand in one day, you better believe you got a lot better shot to make that money than if you wake up thinking, oh my God, today's going to suck, right? Because everything's a paradigm. Everything's a mindset. Everything you think is broadcast to the universe. This right here, I'm broadcasting my energy through this portal, and I hope you feel it. I'm broadcasting my energy through this energy portal that is the computer, and you're watching it. And I hope you're receiving the energy I'm giving off, positive mindset energy. Just believe in yourself, because I promise if you do, there are no more limits. If you adopt, like my post says right here, if you adopt an abundant mindset, a whole new world of possibilities will open up. If you believe in yourself, I believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, why would anybody else? Think about that, and I'll see you guys on my next live video. I'll take you guys to the top. I'll see you there.